Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to another episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes. Today, we're going to take a fully spoilery look at Kaiju number 8, chapter 51, the semi-surprise chapter. We knew it was coming, but we never know if these are arts chapters or full chapters, unless, of course, you follow Twitter, which I don't. But anyway, chapter 51. Now, this is a real meat and potatoes shonen jump chapter. There is fighting, there is plot advancement, there is a little bit of relationship advancement, and it just flies by so fast. The chapter starts off with a non-story element, exactly, and it is just the cover page is a visual representation of the Shinomiya family relationship pre-Kaiju number 6 tragedy. And this is just beautiful. This is probably going to be the cover image for this video. Heartbreaking in context. A beautiful piece of artwork outside of context. Somehow, it's the art style, it's the hairstyle, it's the way this husband and wife wear their clothes. You still know that this is a combat manga. It is the sweetest image of domestic bliss, and yet you still know that both mom and dad are going to be fighting monsters fairly shortly. It's a really, really good cover image. Not terribly related to the chapter, though, just a nice transition from the highly emotional backstory of the previous couple chapters into this meat and potatoes rock'em sock'em robots chapter. The chapter itself, what is actually going on here? So, as you remember from last chapter, Kaiju number 9 had challenged General Director Shinomiya and was clearly drawing him out, forcing him to use Kaiju number's 2 power to the maximum extent. Kaiju number 9 also seemed to care even less about this alpha body than he did the others, perfectly willing to risk it dying for this experiment. And they fight, and that's pretty much the entire chapter. It's an awesome fight. The art is fantastic. Kaiju number 9 is being tactical. Caruso is in the background, still backing up General Director Shinomiya by controlling the suit and being the human brain ready to react there and try to offer backup. And again, Kaiju number 9 is just talking so much. In this case, in this chapter, it makes sense. Kaiju number 9 is clearly goading General Director Shinomiya to use the number 2 weapon, to exert himself, to exhaust himself, to make his body vulnerable to infection. Because that's definitely what's going on here. Now, the art on Kaiju number 9 is fascinating. Kaiju number 9 is changing and shifting physically to meet this blow. Back when he fought Kaiju number 8 for the first time, Kaiju number 8 punched him and then proceeded to try to stomp his core, and Kaiju number 9 wasn't able to protect his core quickly enough, and had the 2 Defense Force officers not intervened, Kaiju number 9 probably would have been stomped. So now, when Director General Shinomiya goes for his core, Kaiju number 9 throws himself into a spinning ball shape to protect his core, a sphere, maximum defense. Of course, General Director Shinomiya now blasts right through it, but Kaiju number 9 was able to protect his core and keep it whole. And fantastic art, great storytelling, but what's really, really interesting to me comes next. The artwork portraying Kaiju number 9 has always been curious to me. And it's the same way in this chapter. If you recall back when, at the beginning of this fight, Kaiju number 9 came onto the screen and he stood there in this full glorious form, and I made a video about it and Grimsaber and I talked about it. It looks like he's being presented as an icon, as a religious icon, like something you'd see in a stained glass window. Maybe a saint or the Hindi god of destruction, but Kaiju number 9 was being presented in a very certain way. In this chapter, you get another picture, and this picture is almost more so having that religious symbology. First, you have the images right after he's been punched to pieces. Then on page 17 and half of page 16, Kaiju number 9, his standing on this pillar-like body, his core is exposed, and his arms, I guess, what would be left of his arms, expand out to embrace the fallen Director General Shinamaya. And this isn't just a grab. Yes, part of it is grabbing him and specifically wrapping around the number 2 weapon. But if you look at it, Kaiju number 9 is holding out a very human-shaped hand to Director General Shinamaya. Now, a human-shaped hand with distinctly human fingernails is something that we've seen on Kaiju number 8 in Kafka, not so much a perfectly shaped human hand on Kaiju number 9. And I think this has got to be significant. Kaiju number 9 is talking to Kaiju number 2. He's saying, come back to the Kaiju side. This is the image of an angel of mercy offering forgiveness and redemption, overlaid on the horrific imagery of the half-rotting, half-regenerating, fully disgusting body of Kaiju number 9. I mean, Kaiju number 9's body has teeth on it, teeth like a Venus flytrap, teeth like an alligator, teeth like a crocodile. And I've never seen these teeth on him before, and this is pretty obviously representative that Kaiju number 9 is consuming the Director General. But again, this imagery, it really does look like Kaiju number 9. He at least sees himself as a savior to other Kaiju, even if they don't see him as that. And he's literally pulling the Director General and Kaiju number 2 through him into his core. And then the next time we see him, the Kaiju number 9 body is completely collapsed and non-responsive. So it looks like that Kaiju number 9 in the end did sacrifice that body, that alpha body. Again, as I suspected, the alpha body is not terribly important, at least not from Kaiju number 9's perspective. It's just one more useful thing that he was using, like all those other bodies that he let turn to dust. And in fact, if I'm reading the situation right, the alpha body is turning to dust as we speak, and the Kaiju number 9 consciousness has transferred itself to Director General Shinamaya. Again, part of it is just straight up storytelling. Point A, B, C. A, we find out that Kaiju number 9 can shapeshift into humans. B, we find out Kaiju number 9 can take over other bodies. C, Kaiju number 9 takes over someone important to us. Matsumoto just took the time between point B and point C to make sure we were really, really, really emotionally attached to that person. Thank you very much, Heartbreak Matsumoto. Really managed to drive it in that you're ripping out the heart of the defense force with this death, possession, betrayal. Anyway, this is going to be, chapter 52 is going to be an interesting chapter, and hopefully we're getting it next week. I don't know, but we usually get these really important arcs in 3-chapter arcs. But anyway, Kaiju number 9, the savior of the Kaiju, the great unifier maybe, but it also appears that Kaiju number 9, from the way that one Kaiju number 9 body was talking to Kafka, and this was a fairly important body because at least one copy of it got back to the main central area, it seemed like Kaiju didn't interfere with each other that much. Maybe Kaiju number 9 is trying to change that. Maybe Kaiju number 9 is trying to build a Kaiju society off of what he saw on Earth. Maybe he's trying to rebuild a previously existing Kaiju society. It's really hard to say. But I think we can say now that, rightly or wrongly, according to the perspective of the other Kaiju, Kaiju number 9 at least perceives himself as some sort of unifying savior figure to the Kaiju. What he's going to do with that is anybody's guess. And again, not much happened in this chapter. It was just really satisfying. It was a meat and potatoes chapter. Boom, boom, bang, punch, zap, blam, sky beam, evaporated building. One final note I want to make is, again, you can really, really tell how important something is by how many pages Matsumoto devotes to it. And Matsumoto devotes, let's see, individual panels here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip a page, skip a page, skip a page, skip a page. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 panels out of a short, 19-page chapter. 19 practical pages, 18 if you don't count the cover page. So 12 panels out of 18 pages, some of them more than one-page panels. And they're devoted to, how do I say this? The spatial relationship between Kaiju number 8 and Captain Narumi. Captain Narumi is just completely ignoring Kaiju number 8 as Kafka, and when a military commander does that, it means he trusts you to have his back. You are no longer a threat, you're a member of his team. So I think this is the transition that we were looking for. This is Narumi integrating into his psyche that Kafka as Kaiju number 8 is one of them, but meanwhile Kaiju number 8 is still, Kafka's Kaiju number 8 is still a little twitchy around Captain Narumi, and Kafka had a twitch moment when he saw Captain Narumi catching up to him, almost as if Kafka had forgotten that Captain Narumi was there. This might be that just Kafka's been on his own so long, he's not used to having backup anymore, but Kafka was definitely a little stressed out by the appearance of Captain Narumi in his zone, and definitely relaxed when Captain Narumi took the lead and basically turned his back on Kafka and let Kaiju number 8 have his back. So this was a very interesting moment. Kaiju number 8 wasn't entirely sure that Captain Narumi trusted him. He's not sure yet, but this was a good sign. So I'm looking forward to Captain Narumi being ready and able to take over the mantle of Kafka's protector from the dearly possessed General Director Shinamaya. And that was chapter 51. It was excellent. It was satisfying. Like I said, it's a meat and potatoes chapter, but it's going to be at least 7 days until we get our next chapter. And if it's an art chapter, it'll probably be 3 weeks before we get the conclusion. So, okay. So, hit that like, hit that subscribe, leave your own. What do you think was going on in this interaction? Was that Captain Narumi just genuinely forgetting about Kafka, or was it just Captain Narumi saying, okay, you're on our side now, we accept this. You're no longer an element I need to consider. So, leave your own comments below. Go check out my books at the links below the video. Humans Are Weird, I Have the Data, and Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote. Available on Amazon and directly from the author if you want an author-signed copy. And peace out, my wonderful viewers. Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote, and Humans Are Weird, I Have the Data. 2 books in a series of human absurdity. Go check out these short story collections. What will our little green friends think of us when we finally do make it to space? Find out the answer in 2 books of human absurdity. Humans Are Weird, We Took a Vote, and Humans Are Weird, I Have the Data. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and Google Play.